You have to see the LOREGASM about Phantom Assassin and Spectre, that's told by Slats. The story is told so amazingly well, and really is interesting. It's called Dota LOREGASM 2, on Phantoms and Daggers. It's on YouTube.
You've played Dota 2 for thousands of hours, but you've always wanted something more. A reason to fight, a deeper meaning to your battles. But to know the hidden history of Dota 2, you must go on an adventure of a lifetime. An adventure into the lore!
Yay! Let's go! I love adventures. So many pixels. On Phantoms and Daggers.
Item sets are one of my favorite things about Dota 2, not really because I like to dress up my characters to look as hideous as possible, which, don't get me wrong, I do.
Me too.
But mostly because they give us an insight into the heroes and the lore of the Dota 2 universe. When it comes to item sets, people believe that they are alternate versions of heroes, existing separate from the true lore. I like to imagine, however, that item sets tell small stories about different parts of a hero's lives and their old endeavors. Chapters in the long books of their stories. They are heroes, after all, and this is the Battle of the Ancients, just one event in a long history each one of them has. Some of my favorites are sets like Kunkka's Armaments of the Leviathan set, in which each item tells the story of events right after the gigantic battle mentioned in his lore, how he defeated Malron and washed ashore to the Keen homelands, building their trust and eventually sailing away with a crew of Keens to continue his adventures. Drow Shadowcat set, while hated by many, is actually one of my favorites as well. The set was released around the same time as Luna's original mount was remodeled and redone.
Taylor Swift would love this one. If it's half as good as the movie, I should get this set.
And it tells this hidden story of how Drow faced off against Luna and killing her Shadowcat and creating this decorative set of armor to taunt her in future battles. I mean, that's fucking badass. Of course, my favorite item set is one that tells a story more interesting than all the others. An item set which doesn't tell stories of past or alternate realities, but one that tells the story of a character's future. That set is the Manifold Paradox. Now, before we begin on the hidden story of the Manifold Paradox, we must talk a little bit about Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin's story is a strange one. A society known as the Sisters of the Veil will sometimes take young girls who they choose via supernatural means to be raised as assassins for their order. These assassins seek out targets given to them via orders received by meditation, and thus they can appear to be completely random. The hallmarks of the Veiled Sister Order are simple. One is to follow orders without question, and one is to become an instrument of death, forgetting who they are and their histories. Now, headcanon alert, I believe that the Veiled Sisters take children forcibly, kidnapping them from an early age and brainwashing them into being what they are prophesized to become.
So we got some dusty old farts dreaming about which little girls to recruit into their army. Yeah, that seems pretty forcible.
Instruments of death, rather than people themselves. The most important part of this conditioning is to make the person forget their identity and accept that they are merely tools of death. After all, the Veiled Sisters' battle plan is to blink on a single target and destroy them, but this method of battle is exceedingly dangerous, as you may have noticed in your pubs. Veiled Sisters are meant to be disposable, and they are raised to not be concerned with their own well-being, just getting the kill. But the Phantom Assassin Mordred is not like her sisters. Where their identities have been lost and they have become living weapons, Mordred still whispers her own name and remembers who she still is. Her darkest secret, the thing that is most precious to her, is simply her identity and the fact that she remembers she is a person in secret.
I guess that.
This, of course, makes her either the best or the worst Phantom Assassin in the Order, as she still must suicidally leap into battle to attack one target like her sisters to uphold the illusion she has no self-preservation and doesn't fear death, but she does so tactically to ensure that she survives as she wants to live, unlike her sisters around her. This headcanon of mine is backed up by the Foreseer's Contract, a comic in which we see Mordred on a regular assassin mission as she hunts a target. In the comic, we see Mordred going about business as usual, but we also see her indifference to the Order of the Veiled Sisters pretty much instantly, as she kills a guard to save...
Wait. Where is this? Where can we see this? There's cartoons? I mean, comics? Dota website, comics. I remember HOTS had some comics. Very late life cycle of HOTS. They were like, maybe we can get more people to watch if we make some comics. And some people liked it, but it was pretty under the radar. How about this one? Was this like pretty big on the uptake among the populace, or they released it along with the Arcana? That's pretty cool.
Her own life rather than just
Also a little under the radar.
killing the one name that she was given. Upon approaching her target, he says her true name, the one thing she has held on from her brutal conditioning, and the one thing that keeps her grounded as a person and not a weapon. Her deepest, darkest secret, and the thing that is most precious to her, something she seldom whispers in the darkness that is her life. Now, obviously, she doesn't like that very much. But Oracle goes on to tempt her even more and reveal why she was sent to kill him, a question she has asked herself every day, and one her sisters cannot even comprehend anymore. To know why she is sent to kill would reveal who is giving the orders, and this, potentially, could be the key to her freedom. Oracle makes her a deal. He will tell her the secrets of her order if she kills all those who hope to kill him, as he can see each death across timelines and multiverses. Destroy every last one of them, every being that Oracle has seen himself dying to, and she will know why she has killed so many, but more importantly, she will know who she needs to kill to escape the Veiled Sisters herself. And so she accepts and takes hold of the Manifold Paradox, sealing her fate forever. So what is the Manifold Paradox? Well, it's a blade made for 11 generations by the family of the Elder Smith Krayler. Don't worry, he's never mentioned anywhere but here. It was designed to be the sharpest sword in existence. When he swung it for the first time, the sword was so sharp, it cut through reality like a pair of scissors to cloth, ripping open a hole in space and time. Crawler entered the hole he created and saw himself holding the same blade moments before. In a stroke of insane stupidity, he went to claim a second copy of his obsession, killing his old self, which, you know, kills the future self. One sword became two, and the paradoxical sword awaited a new master. And this, friends, is why the sword is my favorite weapon of all. Because it tells a story not of what has happened to Mordred in the past, but what will happen to her in the future, past, and present. The Phantom Assassin you play in the game is Mordred right before the contract in her normal form. The Arcana of Phantom Assassin is her after she takes the contract, which of course is up to you, the player. You see, if you pick the Arcana set, then you choose to accept the contract, and if you don't equip the Arcana, she never did. Anyway, let's take a look at her right after she takes that fatal contract. So as you can see, things change a bit. She starts to take on a more ethereal form. Her body seems to be fading from reality the further you go from her core, and she is disappearing. She retains her general form, but something is clearly going wrong. We can deduce that this is an effect of jumping between dimensions and universes, taking down the targets Oracle has instructed her to kill. Now she's on our battlefield, ready to take down 5 more targets the Oracle knows are gunning for him. But you see, that's the thing about the multiverse theory. It's pretty big, as an infinite. PA took the contract without thinking it through. Sure, she's great at killing things, but Oracle sent his would-be killer on a mission they could never complete. She hunts from universe to universe, killing targets that may literally have no end, losing herself to the byproduct of this interdimensional and paradoxical time assassinations. Makes sense, doesn't it? How do you stop an assassin that, by all means, will not stop until they kill you? By giving them something else to do for an eternity. Oracle did say that he would tell Mordred why she has been killing seemingly random targets her entire life, and maybe he did. After all, who else would have seen the future of all these people she has been killing? Who would want them dead but a creature that could see them killing him.
It's him!
Perhaps the creator of
She was
the
gonna
Sisters
kill
of
him.
the Veil, the one who gives the contracts, the one that saw what Mordred would become as a child and abducted her, the one person Mordred has been hunting for her entire life, was right in front of her the entire time. But she didn't see it, and now she, the best, or the worst, of her order, was skilled enough to travel to other dimensions and fulfill the prophecy Oracle had seen long ago. All it took from him was one false promise. But wait, didn't I say the manifold paradox shows the future of Mordred? So far, all we've really covered is that she's on a really messed up version of the show Sliders. Well, it does. It's just that you won't find the end result of PA's multiversal killing spree in any of her own lore, but you do get to play her future self in the game. You see, Phantom Assassin is the Spectre. Don't believe me? Well, buckle in. Spectre's lore is that she travels dimensions hunting down warriors as she struggles to remember who she is and to find herself. All of her voice lines are backwards and distorted, but when you go through them, they paint a picture of confusion and desperation. Lines such as, "I have come here a stranger, lost. Can no one understand me? I wish to go home. And what did I do wrong?" When you listen to the audio of Spectre, you also notice something else. A familiar voice. Check out these audio clips from Vanilla PA, Arcana PA, and then Spectre.
Yes. Yes.
As you can see, the same voice
They speak English! They all speak English and they are agreeable. They all said yes.
actor does all three lines, but they also have the same way of speaking, the same tones, the same speech patterns. With the Arcana added, her voice becomes more ethereal, and with Spectre, it seems like it's just magnified more and more. But hey, maybe that's just a coincidence, right? Let's just take a look at both the
Was that the only voice line that served as an example?
character's abilities. PA's first ability is a dagger that is thrown to slow the target and help her catch up.
Oh.
Spectre's first ability is a spectral dagger that is thrown to
And it
slow enemies
slows!
and help her catch up, okay? PA also has an ability which blinks to enemies instantly.
Yeah.
And Spectre has a haunt which allows her to go to heroes instantly, almost like she's blinking through universes. Okay, PA
Black
has
hole.
a passive effect which affects how enemy heroes hit her, blurring the damage. While Spectre has a passive effect which affects how enemies hit her, dispersing the damage. Finally, PA has a passive ability which allows her to deal huge bonus damage, and oh yeah, Spectre has that too. You see, Spectre's entire lore is that she has lost
true.
something precious to her, and she's actively trying to find it herself. She talks constantly about ascension, rising above the chaos and finding what she's looking for. She once knew who she was and where she was from, but after so long, she's lost it, and it's all that used to matter to her. All she has left is
She's lost her looks as well, don't you think? Turns out, traveling the universes alone for that long.
something she can slightly remember, a whisper in her mind.
She's even hotter now, says Skoten Baten. Really? What part do you think?
What has left is something she can slightly remember, a whisper in her mind. More.
All women are beautiful. All right, sure, that's true. All women and men are.
What was that name? Mercurial? She can't find herself. She's lost it after eons of hunting never-ending targets. Phantom Assassin has lost the thing most precious to her, and she has also lost her way home. Spectre is the end result of accepting the contract, doomed to forever wander dimensions, killing for reasons lost to her. The great irony is that Mordred has become the thing she has feared most, the thing that she has been fighting against her entire life. She's become a weapon with no self, no identity, and no purpose. She has finally become the Phantom Assassin. Alright, do you still not believe me? Okay, here's a picture of PA's original concept art. Does that look familiar? I thought so. Alright, I can see I'm leaving you on a little sad note. Don't get me wrong, it is a very sad story. But here, let me cheer you up a little bit. The alternate Spectre voice pack cleans up the Spectre voice lines and makes it much more clear, also giving it a little bit more personality and acceptance. To me, it means that Spectre has finally stopped trying to remember Mordred. She's embraced that she is now the Spectre. No longer is she being torn apart inside, and her lines are no more of dread and confusion. She stopped this voice dispersal, her self-dispersal, and she's accepted that she is something new entirely. She has become the Spectre completely. All right, that's still pretty sad. Let me try this for you. There's a rare voice line that Spectre says after she destroys the Ancient. For an eternity, she's been fighting through universes, time, and space. But after that game, the game that you win, maybe it was the last contract. A contract that would nullify all the others. When Spectre kills the Ancient, every once in a while, she has this to say. At last.
What?
Last to say. At last, she can go home. Thanks again for watching, and as always, feel free to argue with me in the comments. Always fun to do these lore theory videos, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I do making them. Hey, if you feel like it, you can throw me a sub, because I almost got that 100,000, but that'd be dope. But, you know, up to you, I don't care. Anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next time on LOREGASM.
That was fun.